Hello everyone, Niev here, and we are here for the Enchanted Expectations for May. And yeah, so actually I kind of wanted to have this video go up in the last video, but I hadn't prepared for it yet. We had just come back from Kansas for my dad's funeral, so yeah, I didn't have time to film, so I decided to push it to today. Should be Saturday, and I think it's like I think this airs like it's on TV or something. I think it goes up on Saturday, so I don't remember what date that is. Maybe the 2nd, maybe it's the 3rd, I don't know. Because it's up now. But anyway, yeah, so I was gonna have the last video be the one that goes up today, and I just switched it because I already had that one filmed. So yeah. All right, so we're in May. Yeah, and April was a month. Just put it that way. April was a month. Yeah, so the first part of my Enchanted Expectations is kind of the month in review, going over the previous month and all the spiritual stuff I did. So I'm going to move this to the side and we will do the previous month here. All right, so here is my spiritual journal. And yeah, so I don't think I'm going to dwell too much on the previous month. Yeah, so I mean, if you've watched my any videos in the last month, you know that my dad died earlier in April, and I did do a video thing for that the day after I found out. So and that was pretty rough, and I just kind of, I guess, needed to do something because my dad and my stepmom, they live, and all of his side of the family lives in Kansas, and I live in New Hampshire. So I just felt like I was, I felt like I needed to do something, you know what I mean? So that video I put up, and it was pretty raw and just fresh, and I had already done like a bunch of crying and stuff because my dad's death was a surprise. Like, this was not something that, it's not like he'd been ill for a long time. I mean, he has been in poor health for quite some time, but he was still active, so it wasn't like we were expecting this, is I guess what I'm trying to say. And not that either one makes it better or worse, or I guess in one way you might be more prepared for it. Yeah, I don't know. It's weird to talk about this, but because it's like, am I going to say something that's going to like offend someone else? I don't know. But anyway, yeah, so that video, it was fresh. It like literally just happened, and I was just kind of in shock and doing my thing, and then I've kind of, it's weird. It's like going through the cycles of grief, and I was like angry for 3 days straight, and then just like the crying is just it just randomly happens, because the last couple days I've been totally, like, I've been almost chipper the last couple days. And then today I was watching YouTube videos, and then I just suddenly started crying, and yeah, grief is it's a weird thing. It's probably something that's going to be affecting me for a long time, and perhaps my entire life. I don't know. But you won't be hearing me talking about it too much anymore, unless it's pertinent to with the discussion. But yeah, anyway, so the last month, so on this page, I do a card a day. Obviously I'm not doing every single day, if you can see there, but I try to do most days, and I'm pulling from the Anna K Tarot, which is my favorite tarot deck, and it's the one that I only use for myself, so it's kind of my personal deck. It's almost a therapy deck for me. So I pull that myself, every night, or almost every night, and I just record what I pull. And so far I haven't really done any analyzation of the cards that I've pulled. Sometimes I keep it in mind because I pull my daily card and then I do my nightly reading, which is separate, but because they're pulled kind of together, sometimes my readings kind of reflect that card that I pulled as well. So sometimes it makes its way into my nightly reading, I guess. But ultimately, it's just pulling a card, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this information, but I have the information, you know. But one thing I have noticed for the month of April is that I pulled the Hermit 1, 2, 3 times, and one of the times that I pulled it was the night that my dad died. So I pulled the Hermit there, and then I pulled it again right before we left for the funeral, and I pulled it again last night, and we just arrived like 2 days ago, arrived back home. So yeah, so it's I feel like the Hermit card has been somewhat appropriate or I don't know, somehow relevant. I think that's the word I was looking for. Somehow relevant to this month, and there's energies of the Hermit that I perhaps need to pay attention to. So that is one thing I noticed. It would be interesting to go through this again, like especially at the end of the year. And I also kind of wanted to do a monthly thing where I'm figuring out what card stands out to me. So like in April, the Hermit card stood out to me. Like if I've pulled the same card multiple times, or the same suit. I've pulled a lot of wands this month. Yeah, things like that. And then the other thing is, especially over a yearly view, seeing what cards didn't show up, like perhaps all year even. That could be the case. So that may be something that I look into. And up here, I write the Kami Toyokai card that I pull. So I haven't written down this one, but last month I pulled the Abra Akago, and this means oil baby, and this is from the Kami Toyokai Oracle, yeah, so I put the name of the yokai that I pull, and I put it right there. And obviously, I've not done that for April, but there we go. So I pulled Abra Akago. And there should be a video up on my channel of that. All right, so I don't think I put in... I didn't prep this video. I'm sorry. Like, things have been so... just crazy. Like this month has been so crazy. Yeah, so I only have the background on this for Bjoltana. That's May. By the way, the holiday, the Sabbath, is spelled Bjoltana, B-E-A. I'm trying to spell it out in my head right now. I'm sorry. B-E-A-L-T-A-I-N-E. Yes. I'm very terrible at spelling out words out loud. So I hope I got that right. I feel like maybe I missed a letter, but I hope I didn't. But anyway, that holiday is spelled that way, and it is pronounced Bjoltana. And I know I'm speaking to a brick wall when I say that in the pagan witch occultist communities, because the anglicized spelling and pronunciation has kind of become the norm, but this is that word is the Irish word for the month of May, and it is still used in a living language, in a living culture. So I'm going to try not to be on my soapbox about this, but it is something that yeah, I have feelings on, and I know I'm speaking to like a brick wall when it comes to the pagan community, but yeah. So I'm not doing the part of this video where I go over the astrological dates for the month because I hadn't set that up in this yet. And yeah, so this is a bit of a different Enchanted Expectations video, just because I had very little preparation for this, because April has been such a heavy, difficult month. So yeah, so anyway, so that's the monthly overview. Now let's go to yeah, we're gonna do the weeks that I did. All right. Okay, so Yeah, so the first week I did the Zeke's Arcana with the Cowgirls and Aliens Oracle. And my card of the week was the Jellyfish, which, oh my gosh, is so, yeah, it's kind of funny, the jellyfish. So here's the jellyfish right here. So this was my card of the week. Jellyfish, and this is from the Calic Cards. It's got one card for each week of the year, and I randomized it and put it in my envelopes, and we will open new cards soon. All right, so anyway, so this is the jellyfish from that, and the yeah, there we go. And yeah, so I did, looks like 3 days out of the week. I didn't do all 7. I don't think I've done all 7 at all this year so far. Yeah, anyway. I'm so terrible at YouTube videos. It's just the talking. I'm not a very good speaker, and I'm not very good at like getting my thoughts out. You know what I mean? And yet I continue to do these YouTube videos. I've been doing this for like 15 plus years. I get like 30 views a video, and and a lot of it's probably because of the way I talk, because I'm so scattered in the way that I talk, and I ramble a lot. So anyway, so the next week I did the Botanica Tarot with the Botanica Full Bloom Oracle. And the card that I got, which this was very relevant to me, I got the Child card, and this was the day, the 7th, my dad passed away, and so the fact that I got the Child card, I think that's pertinent, and I think that's telling of that week. So that's a bit rough. And as you can see, I did not write the interpretations of my weekly, of my week ahead on here. I just didn't. I took pictures of my readings, and I think I made a mental note. But yeah, so there we go. So I don't have a picture of this one. I feel like I pulled cards for this week, but for the week ahead reading. But I don't have a picture of it. It wasn't in my phone anywhere, and obviously I didn't write it down. But yeah, so this week I used the Gourmet Tarot, and I actually used it with, it's right here. Right here. I got the Coastal Curiosities in, and yeah, and this was the Naturalist edition, and it's got the specimen pack mixed in, and this was actually the video that was supposed to go up today, but I switched it with this one. So it went up. The previous video is my walkthrough of this deck, and yeah, and that video, oh my gosh, I filmed it like not long after the events happened, and my gosh, was I raw in that video, and I kind of feel bad about it because, because I was like all, personal, overly personal, and there was a horrible story that I was going to share, and then I ended up cutting it out because why would I share that on YouTube? I don't know, but yeah, but the walkthrough of this video ended up being like a really personal video, so like talking a lot about my personal life and stuff. So if you're interested in that and you want to be like bummed out or whatever, go watch that one. But I kind of feel bad though, because like I feel like I didn't really showcase this deck. But yeah, this is a fantastic deck, and because I got it in just before this week started, I decided to use it with the Gourmet Tarot, and what a fun combination that was. It's not a combination I would have thought of, but it was fun. So there we go. Oh, but the card that I got for that week. Oh, this was cool. The card that I got so I used the Gourmet Tarot this week because that's the deck that I use for my husband, because my husband is he loves to cook, and he's a great cook, but when the Gourmet Tarot, the Kickstarter came on, I showed my husband. I was like, "Oh my God, look at this deck! It's a Gourmet Tarot," and he's like, "You have to get that." So back that deck, and and if he's encouraging me to get a deck, then I better get that deck. So yeah, I associate that deck with my husband though, and I try to do like kind of spaghetti stuff in the background here. That's kind of like noodles was kind of the feeling I was going for with this. But what I was going to say is that the Calic card for this week was actually the birthday cake, which I thought was hilarious and like so fitting. And I haven't, I'm going to get a little wooey here, but like I've been finding lately that I don't know if it's psychic or whatever. I've been more connected, I think, psychically with something. I feel like there's an increase I've been feeling lately, and because as far as the situation that happened with my dad, I mean, I was actually getting a bunch of signs before that happened, and like in readings, outside of readings, I was getting a bunch of different signs, and including a vase that I made at my last trip to at my dad's house. It fell and shattered like less than a week before my dad died, and so stuff like that was happening, and I feel like I've been more connected to the other side, I guess. See, I'm getting wooey, and I know that that's not everyone's cup of tea here, but whatever. Part of my practice is spiritual and wooey. So and yeah, so anyway, so I thought it was cool that I pulled the birthday card on the week that it was my husband's birthday. So yeah, and his birthday was April 16th. Okay, so then this one I did the Desert Illuminations, which I really like, and the High Desert Oracle. And I also, let's see, here we go. Here's the week ahead was the Message in a Bottle, which also seemed pretty fitting since my dad's memorial was on the 25th. It was the 25th, because we flew out on the 24th and hung out with my stepmom that night and cried a bunch, and then the memorial was on the 25th, and then we left super early on the 26th. So that's why not a lot of this is filled out, and I feel like this Message in a Bottle thing was pretty pertinent to this week ahead. And I do love the combination of the Desert Illuminations with the High Desert Oracle. They don't really match like aesthetically, but thematically they match. And I like them because I am originally from the desert. I'm from the high desert, the Mojave Desert in California. My dad's from Kansas, my mom's from Michigan, but they were both in the military, and that's how they met. And they were stationed my mom was stationed in California practically my entire life. So we grew up, myself and my brother and my half brother and my half sister, we grew up in California. And in the desert. And I was just feeling, and I picked these decks before the month. So there was, I guess, a feeling of, wanting to connect with my roots, I guess, which makes sense considering what happened. But yeah, so I did the first 3 days, but and I did pull a card, not from this deck, but from a different deck when I was on, I don't want to say vacation, because it wasn't a vacation. When I was on the trip, I did pull a card from a different deck that I brought with me, and yeah, but obviously I did not do those days. So now I am on this week. This is my current week, and the card for this one, because I actually never did I was gonna do it, but I never did this. I am today is the 30th as I film this, so this will go up on the 2nd. But yeah, so maybe I'll still pull some cards for this, but this is a card for its tree basically, and that's fitting too, family tree. And the decks that I'm using for this week is, they're in my bedroom, so I'm not going to go grab them. But, I talked about them in the last Enchanted Expectations. But that is the Unfinished Business with the Beloved Dead Oracle. So I really went, and again, I chose those decks before the month even started. So there's just more things that I feel like they're, sometimes a coincidence is just a coincidence. I don't discount, logical explanations for phenomena, etc. I always go there first, but I will just say that a lot of the signs that I've gotten over the past month and before that, I do feel has been more connected with the other side. There is something that's just sort of especially open for me right now. I don't know if that makes sense, but so I pulled the tree card, family tree, and my dad and I were genealogists. I still am, but so family tree stuff, ancestor stuff, it's something that's very important to me and part of my practice. And I've been trying to be more involved in my ancestor work this year, and I feel like that's kicked up a lot since the events of April. So and I just happened to choose the Unfinished Business for the last week of April and the first couple days of May, and the Beloved Dead Oracle. I was just and I didn't even know that it was going to be this card that was that was gonna be attached to that week. So yeah. Anyway, yeah. Okay. So that is all the weeks. My nightly readings. Now my moon readings. We're starting off here, and as you can see, this side has not been decorated. I do have the picture for it, and there's a reason for that. So this side was the full moon in Libra, and in the next few days too, I also did not do the stamping thing. I've been doing a stamping thing for each of these moon readings, like new moon in Pisces and first quarter moon in Cancer, etc. That's what I've been doing. I've been stamping those on there, and I did that on the full moon, but I haven't done that for the rest of the moons. And as I said, this month has been crazy. This month has been a lot. So I'm not going to beat myself up over not finishing this, But anyway, so the full moon in Libra, I used the Moonlit Tarot by Chanel Days, and the Memento Mori Oracle, of course, by Claire Goodchild. So yeah, that was the combination I used, and I also used those were the only two. But I basically there was a full moon Libra full moon spread from Black and the Moon, the creators of the Memento Mori. There was I'm part of their Patreon. So, and I liked the full moon spread that they had. So I decided to pull 2 cards for each, one from the Memento Mori and one from the Moonlit Tarot. And I may or may not put the actual images of these readings up on the screen so we can see what they look like. I do also share all my moon readings on my Instagram every month. So I don't think I shared the next one because I didn't know I had this picture. I did have this picture, but anyway. So I do share pictures of that on my Instagram, and I liked this reading. All right, so then, as you can see, this one is not decorated. This was the third quarter moon in Capricorn, and it was on April 10th. Now, I didn't do a reading for this. However, I'm counting the reading that I did on camera for my dad right after he died, because I feel like that was my moon reading, basically. And especially since the moon was in Capricorn, my dad was a Capricorn. I'm just connecting that reading to what I did for my dad that day. And of course, this was 3 days after my dad had passed. So Yeah, forgive me. I did not decorate this moon day, and so I did print off the picture though of the reading, and at some point maybe I will decorate this, and I'll put that here, and I'll perhaps have a bigger picture of this up on the screen. Okay, so that was the third quarter moon in Capricorn. Then, and as you can see, I don't have the stamps for I didn't stamp the moon stuff here. It's been a busy month. I'm sorry, it's been a busy month. But anyway, so this was the new moon, and the new moon was in of course it's a new moon, so it's got to be Aries. It was the new moon in Aries, right? And this one, what was this one? I'm gonna have to double check that. So the new moon in Aries, I used the Urban Crow. No, not the Urban Crow. Apologies, the Crow Tarot, and that is a deck that I use with on Morrigan, and I will put this picture up on the screen. I use that deck with on Morrigan. It's specifically dedicated to her. By the way, my full moons I do with the Irish goddess Bridget. The third quarter moons I do with Lou, though this one wasn't necessarily with Lou. The new moons I do with on Morrigan, and the first quarter moons I do with on Dagda. So there we go. Irish paganism is largely my path. So there we go. So yeah, and I combined it with the Somnia Oracle. I thought that went kind of cool, and this was a very solemn reading here, and yeah, and then I pulled 3 of the Ogham cards. I think this was the Celtic Tree Oracle. I don't care about that. What it, that deck, but like I like the cards though. Like I don't use what I mean is I don't utilize the book that goes with that deck. I just like the cards because they're nice. Actually, I have them right here. So let me show these ones. So yeah, I like the backs. I like the fronts. It doesn't have any extra stuff on there. It's just got the Ogham with the Irish on the top, and then the tree that it's associated with here at the bottom, and it's got the Ogham here on the side. And I use the interpretations that I use. I use Morgan Daimler's interpretations. I also use the interpretations from the Irish Pagan School, and they're connected. And also the book Ogham by Aaron. I always forget this person's name, but I'll probably put the picture up on the screen. Yeah, it's Rowan Lori something. I always forget their name. I don't know why, but yeah. So because it's just a nice simple deck, I like to use this deck, and the tree associations are pretty standard. So I don't connect it with the Celtic tree calendar. That's a very modern invention. I don't ascribe to that at all. So I discount that from my practice. But this is a great little deck though, and it works. It's a nice, good Ogham deck, Yeah. All right. So that was what I used there. Let me get this out of the way. So, and then the first quarter moon, let me see, what was the first quarter moon in? Because I bet it's over here. The first quarter moon was in Leo. Yes. Okay, so the first quarter moon with Ondagda was in Leo, and I used a combination of the Unfinished Business Tarot with the oh my gosh, with the Endless Oracle. I cannot speak. I cannot. My mind is just not there. But yeah. Anyway. So and I actually really like this combination. I'll put the picture up on the screen. Yeah. So I've really been enjoying the Unfinished Business. I will say I hate the cardstock. I really do. I hate the cardstock of the Unfinished Business. I really wish it was different. I'm it's probably my biggest gripe with the deck. it just yeah anyway, it's very cardboardy, and the cards are really large, and it's a thick cardstock that's not very bendy. I'm a riffle shuffler. I want to be able to riffle shuffle my decks, and I can deal with decks that are not that I that I'm like, okay, I just can't riffle shuffle this. I can deal with that, but I would prefer a deck that I can riffle shuffle. So I need the bend. I need the bend to the card. I need something that's not going to be huge in my hands, my tiny childlike hands. So yeah, it's my biggest issue with that deck, but I do really like it so far, and I've been enjoying using it, and especially now since I'm dealing with death in my life right now. I wouldn't say that it's a comfort. It's more it's more that it's relevant for me, if that makes sense. So yeah. All right, so those were all the readings that I did, for the most part. Now, before I move on to the next part, I will say that I didn't say that with this deck here, with the reading that I did for my dad. I used a combination of the cards that I pulled, my ancestor cards for each month so far that I pulled in the year. So the first 4 cards so far. And this is almost a tarot trimester thing. And by the way, go watch my tarot trimester video. Yeah, so my ancestor cards that I pull every month, they were very relevant for what happened with my dad, and they were all male line ancestors, big time telling me what was going to happen. So I combined the Citadel deck. This is the old version, the limited edition one that was like mini, that came out a long time ago, before the larger version came out with some more cards. This was the mini version that it came with. One of the Liminal 11 decks in the special edition thing, and I can't remember off the top of my head, but and I kind of designated that deck for ancestor work. So so my mini version of the Citadel deck is an ancestor deck for me. So I combined that with the Morgan Greer Tarot, and that's because this is a deck that I have always associated with my male line ancestors, especially, and yeah, and this was the deck that I brought with me on the trip to Kansas, and I pulled a card from this right after the memorial, and let me see if I can find it. Jeez Louise, it took me forever to find this. So the night of my dad's memorial, I pulled out the deck because this was the only deck I brought with me, for that reason, that I kind of connect it with my dad. And I pulled this deck out to just do a nightly reading, and see if there was any, after that event, if there was any message from my dad. And I didn't have any sort of spread idea for this or anything like that. I just wanted to do whatever felt right. So I didn't know how many cards I was going to pull. And I shuffle, I do a little meditation, and I shuffle, and I pulled out the first card, and this was the message from my dad, and it was the Ace of Cups. And I just felt like it was just tears. That's what this card is to me. Like, I wouldn't say it's a neutral card, because it's actually quite a positive leaning, polarity wise, a positive card. But it could be tears. It's an overwhelm of emotion. That's how I always interpret the Ace of Cups. It's an overwhelm of emotions. And for me, a lot of times that's more of a negative thing. But in this case, it was just straight up, this was the tears. And so that was my message from my dad, kind of it's okay to cry sort of thing. And I don't, whether my dad is in existence some way or another in a different realm or whatever, however wooey we want to get. Maybe he is, maybe he isn't, I don't know. But I just got, and it's with a lily, and the necklace that I just got from my dad, is the urn necklace that I got. It's a seashell, because my dad was a scuba diver, and the image that I chose on the other side, because they give a list of engravings, because it says dad, and then it has his birth date and his death date, and then it had a bunch of icons you could choose from to just have a little image on the bottom, and I chose the lotus flower, and I don't know why, I just liked it, and it was really nice. But my stepmom really liked it because at their wedding they had lily pads everywhere, and so there were lotus flowers and lily pads and things like that. So that was relevant to her. I just chose it because I thought it was pretty. So then I get this card, and yeah, it's just a lot of the synchronicity things. So that was the only card I pulled. Once I pulled this card, this was just a lot. This was a lot. So I felt like that was all I needed to pull. That was all I needed to pull. I just needed, that was it for the message. I didn't pull any more cards, and I wouldn't say I was happy with the message, but it felt like the right message, Anyway. Okay, so the next part, we're going to open the envelope. So I'm going to do that now. Not even going to wait. I'm just going to open it now. All right, so we got the ancestor card here, ancestor cards, plural, right there. We have the Kami to Yokai card here, and we have the 4 weeks of the month of May. So, and this month it is my mom's birthday. My mom's birthday is May 8th, and yeah, Taurus. Both she and I are ruled by Venus. Yeah, so anyway, so let's do the ancestor. I have these upside down. So uncle, oh my god, another male. I really thought for this month I was not going to get another male ancestor, but right off the bat, I don't think this is on my dad's side. Yeah, I don't. We have another male ancestor here, but I think it's on my mom's side. I just gut feeling this is a male ancestor on my mom's side. Yeah, all right. So the card that I pulled for that is the Queen. Okay, and I think that adds to that too. It adds to that this is on my mom's side. This is a male line, or not a male line ancestor. This is a male ancestor on my mom's side. All right, and then we have the yokai here is the Hiyoribo. Hiyoribo. Yeah, I'm just trying to see so this kanji right here, it basically means day or sun, and we see that in here in the image. And then, so Yoribo. Okay, interesting. And I don't know what that translates to, but I recognize all the kanji. I've used it before, all those kanji before. So looking forward to learning more about that. So week 1, we have, these are like docks. Okay, and this is, I think, winter. A winter card. Let me grab the book. Oh, that's off to the side here. Sorry. So this was week number 5. So week number 5. Yes, very much in winter. This is bridge. Okay. So on this midwinter card, we see a broken bridge that prevents you from crossing. It represents the force working against you. It stops here. Or be prepared for serious delays. Awesome. That's exactly what I need to hear. Thank you. Now we feel the obstruction of the season real good. So obstruction, blockage, resistance, error, damage, broken, obstacle, delay. Now we are experiencing this winter card in spring. So the winter in spring is over here. So the passage that it has for that is damage control is the best we can do to not fall too far behind. Okay. So damage control sort of thing. So it's kind of a catch up. I feel like this is a catch up. We're catching up. And that's what's going on this week. So second week. Ooh, this seems a little bit better. These are like moths. This is week number 18, and it is in spring. Week 18. I wish I knew what week we're in. I think my Hobonishis say that, but I don't care to look it up right now. So these wings. Okay, I thought they were just moths, but the card is wings. All right, so This one. These happy moths are flying towards their new home, this fertile rock in the sea. Our wings card is card number 18 because at this age you get the right to vote. You can make large purchases, and of course, drinking and sex is allowed in many countries. Not drinking in the United States, no. But what an upgrade. So upgrade, moving, fertility, reproduction. That's a good thing to get right after this bridge card. So week 2, we have the wings, and we're after this getting stuck on this bridge, we're like, you know what, screw it, we're not gonna walk, we're gonna fly. Okay, and that's how I'm reading that. So spring and spring, your child is spreading their wings and moving in their own home. Oh, that would be great because I have a 19-year-old. Yeah, I'm happy to have her around. All right, so week 3. We have another winter card. This is week 6 of week 3 of this month, but this is card number 6. So let's see. So Queen. Oh, we got Queen and Queen. Oh, this is important. Okay. I'm going to make note of that. That's important. Okay, so the Queen is let me put the card up here so we can see. The Queen is a powerful and confident lady. She is extremely impatient and has a very intense and strong personality, very much like on Morgan energy. When she enters a room, silence seizes around her. She is overwhelming and intimidating. She knows what she wants, and without detours, she chases her goals and takes what is hers. She is not evil, but do not get in her way. She protects what she owns and always keeps the leashes tight. So power, driven, intimidation, egoistic, distant person, clarity, cold, egocentric, oppressive, solitary, stubborn. And we're having winter in spring. So the Ring of Tears gave this ambitious control freak even more strength and perseverance to get it all done fast. So that's great after we have this blockage starting off, but you know, instead of walking, we're flying, and we have that boost of power right here. So final card for the month. Oh, and I just dropped it. All right, here we go. This is also winter. Yes, this is card 52. So we're at the end of the year here. So the last card, it's like the New Year's. Let's see. Card 52. Oh, right. Actually, card 52 is the New Year, so it's in the beginning. So yeah, the deck starts with card 51, then 52. And then it goes into, because it's separated by seasons, so weeks 51 and 52 are actually at the beginning of our calendar year. So 51 and 52. Stars. This is stars. Interesting. Okay. This is stars. Yeah, okay. So this disappointed plant was overexcited all day about New Year's Eve. He had stars in his eyes. At midnight, everyone suddenly went outside to watch the fireworks, and he was left alone inside. So overexcitement, high expectations, envy, spreading, expanding, party, participate. The final card of the year is week 52 stars. It's about expectations that are too high, and I don't actually need to read that part, but it's a Happy New Year kind of card. So this is winter in spring. So you adapt and make it until midnight, resulting in a burst of good intentions and all the best wishes for each other. So you know, so there's a lot of expansion going on. I'm going to say it's expansion. I'm thinking about these fireworks, and, you know, I think this is a good progression. All right, so those were the cards for the month. Okay, so now is the month ahead decks. Now, normally in these videos, I go through and actually film myself painting each of the pages and share that on the screen. But this month, you know, as I said, it's just been crazy, and I didn't have time for that. So I did not film myself, and I just went the easy route, and I used markers and washi tape, you know, which I'm trying to use not a lot of, because in all my previous ones, I've used a lot of washi tape, and it really, really bulks it up, and I've already gotten this pretty bulky. So this year, I was trying to use less washi, but this month, I can't be bothered to be doing the stuff. So the first week, I'm planning on using the Crystal Visions Tarot with these are the Kumachiori, yeah, Kumachiora, yes. Kumachiora, yes, decks, and basically they are these are the love version. I have a regular version, but these are the love version, and they have little Japanese messages on here pertaining to love and friendship and things like that, feelings, etc. And it's just a short little message, and so I'm going to use that in combination with the Crystal Visions Tarot. And here is the page that I decorated. So as I said, I just used marker and some washi. So I'll probably put the written week ahead reading on one, either here or here, and then I'll put the picture on the opposite side. So yeah, so that is the art for it. Art I use loosely, but the decorations. So this is going to be kind of fun. I'm going to quickly go through these. And by the way, this is the cute little bag that I made for the Crystal Visions. Love it. Yeah, cute. All right, so let's check this out. So I chose these decks because it's the beginning of May, and I kind of wanted something in this more Venus-y category. I mean, we've got, it's the month of Taurus. My mom's birthday is this month, and, ruled by Venus. And I just wanted that Venus energy. And both of these decks give me that energy. So I can't tell you exactly what's on the cards, but on these ones. But I thought this might be a fun pair. And this is not a deck I've used a lot because, again, I'm still trying to, understand Japanese. I've been learning Japanese for 3 years now, and and I can read it because it's all in hiragana, which is phonetic, so I can read what this says, but I don't exactly know what it says. I don't know exactly what it says. And that might be a fun little learning experience as well. So I'm excited to see what comes out from this, and I thought it might be a fun combination. I considered for the first week, I considered using the Gentle Tarot with this deck, but ultimately I really like the Crystal Visions, and this is around the time that I really like to bring this deck out. It's a good May deck, I think. And May is a month that's often the month of weddings, etc. So I'm looking forward to this. And I just put these in the wrong pile. There we go. All right, so that is the Crystal Visions Tarot with the Kuma. Kuma means bear. So Kuma Chiyoda. Kuma Chiyoda. Yes. Yeah, Kuma Chiyoda deck. I kind of messed that up. All right. Okay, so the next week, I am going to do, here is the page for it. We are doing the Yokai Tarot and the Endless Oracle. So let me pull those out. Okay, so here are the bags for these cards. This is for the Endless Oracle, and this is the Yokai Tarot, and here they are. So I don't know if this is exactly how I'm going to do it. The Endless Oracle is kind of a panoramic, or there's another word for it too, deck where each of the cards sort of connect. So it's kind of a full scenery sort of thing. So it's very much a progressions storytelling kind of deck, and I do like that. Now I don't know if I want to pull 3 cards from the Yokai Tarot here at the bottom for each of these like locations, or if I want to do something different. But yeah, but anyway, so here are the cards here. So we got the bridge, we've got the procession, and we've got the cohort. Okay, and then yeah, I think these are, it's a neat combination. I do like the art in this Yokai Tarot. Yeah, I got that recently. I'm really looking forward to using this deck, I think. I'm just kind of looking at the Yokai Tarot being like, I'm really looking forward to this. I did use this fairly recently, and I liked what I got from this. Oh, I think this is out of order. No, what I mean is, I don't think this was shuffled, because I think I used, I was doing some pairing for the Coastal Curiosities. Yes, and I was pairing it with this, and because I'm seeing a lot of the same cards that I was pulling for that. Yeah, but I think I'm really excited about using this deck, and I think it does go really nicely with the Endless Oracle. So now we got some fresh cards here that we didn't see in that last video. Here we go. Yeah, I'm liking the way this looks. I don't know if I'm going to do this layout with the 3 and the 3. I'll figure it out. All right. Okay, so the next is going to be the Blood Moon Tarot with the Fairies Oracle. So really excited about this one. Let me pull those out. Okay, I am really excited for this one because I think this is going to be some like heavy readings, I think, and the energies are really, really heavy to me. Yeah. And I have been like so loving Angel's videos on this deck, the Blood Moon Tarot. I am so glad that I got this one because I was kind of trying to decide between this, the Blood Moon and the Lebanco Tarot, and I may end up getting the Lebanco anyway. There's something about the two decks. Perhaps they kind of came out around the same time. Both the independent versions and the mass market versions, I kind of feel like they came out around the same time, and they kind of both have a similar energy for me. But I'm drawn to the Blood Moon a bit more, and I'm really, really glad I got it. And gosh, just the energies coming off of these cards. Wow. Look at this. I'm really excited for this combination. Yeah, I cannot wait to do this one. So that is the plan for this month, for this week at least, the third week of May. Oh, wow. Yeah, the images from this deck, from the Fairies Oracle, are just so powerful. And then combined with the Fairies Oracle is just, wow. Oh, look at that. Wow. This card is so cool. There's a lot of bugs in this deck, so I guess be warned. But like I guess I should have warned you before I started going through it. But anyway, all right. So that's the decks I'm going to use for that week. Okay, so the final week for May, I am going to use the Oceanum Arcanae and the Gentle Chaos Oracle. So let me pull those out. Okay, so we're using the Oceanum Arcanae and a brand new deck for me. It's weird packaging, but this is the Gentle Chaos Pocket Oracle, and it was on Amazon, and it's super cheap. This was not expensive at all. I think it was under $15, and it's a nice little deck, and I've seen it on a few people's channels, and I was really excited to to use this. And it's a very interesting, it's definitely a chaos deck, but before I get into this, I chose these two decks for a couple of reasons. One, the Gentle Chaos is a brand new deck for me, and I think the next video I will have a walkthrough of this deck. I haven't filmed it yet, so obviously I've been using the deck. Yeah, so because it's a new deck, I want to use it. So that's there. And also I did at least one reading. I can't remember if I did this right before or right after our trip to Kansas, but I'll put the reading up on the screen. And it was just 3 cards. You know, I've been in a very heavy emotional state this entire month, and I just pulled 3 cards to see what I needed to hear, what message, something, you know. And the 3 cards are pulled. It just, I don't know, they immediately hit home to me, and they immediately made sense, and it felt like I was, and I think, I don't have the image in front of me right now, so I can't remember exactly what cards I pulled, but I know one of them was the swans in the cemetery, and one of them was like it was like not home, because I have home and safe place right here, but it was another card that had the apartments in it. But anyway, and yeah, it was just, there was something about that. It was like community oriented, and I don't know, it felt connected to what, to what I was going through. And it made a lot of sense, and there we go. So I wanted to use it for that reason as well. And I wanted to use the Oceanum Arcanae, again, a little bit of a connection with my dad. So I will be getting a deep sea kind of deck in May, specifically for my dad. And I pretty much think that I will only use it for him, and readings with him. Yeah, or about him, etc. And I've decided on a deck. It took me a while to decide which deck I wanted to get, but I did decide on a deck, and I won't spoil it here. I'll get it eventually, and I'll do a walkthrough, and we'll all of that. But in the meantime, I have the Oceanum Arcana here, and as I mentioned, my dad was a scuba diver, so I like a lot of deep sea stuff for him. The necklace that I got for my dad was a seashell. So the urn necklace that I got, these do not want to stack correctly. Yeah, but I do figure that the layout I use this week will be something like this: the 3 cards at the top, and then 2 of the tarot cards here at the bottom. Yeah. And this seems like a just fine combination. I don't love that, because I just realized this. I think this is the creator of the deck. And I think I will not keep this card in this deck, because it was already a little bit of a weird card, and I didn't even notice that the creator of this deck goes by Ghost Honey, so this must be the creator. And I don't know, that feels weird to me. I don't think I like that, so I'm gonna move that to the side. Yeah, but I like a lot of the other. I like even this kind of stuff. I actually really like it. You know, this was the Imagined Place. Yeah, okay, yeah. That was the card that I pulled. It was like a house. Yeah. Yeah, so anyway, I am interested in this combination and seeing how it goes. And there will be a walkthrough of this deck up on my channel soonishly. Okay, normally we'd be doing the astrological events, but I haven't worked those out for May, so sorry about that. So now we're gonna skip to the end and do the YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok schedule, and the social media stuff. So, oh, and there is one more thing I gotta do in my spiritual journal. So, for April, a brawn. That's how you say that in Irish, is a brawn. So the first video I did was a walkthrough of the Moonlit Tarot. I love that deck. It's really great. The next one I did was a walkthrough of the Botanica Tarot, and I got a little sad face here because that was the day my dad died. And then my kind of surprise reading was my grief reading. And then I did a walkthrough of the Divinimation. That is a super fun deck. Please go check that out. That was a fun deck. Then I've got a lot of new decks. I'd like the first 1, 2, 3, 4, not counting the grief reading. Videos were all deck walkthroughs, so I've been getting a lot of decks lately, I guess. So then I did the Blood Moon Tarot. Then I did the decks and my altar for Ondagda. Please go check that out. I've been doing 4 videos for each of the 4 fire festivals. So Samhain, Imbolc, Bjeltana, and then Lunasa. I've been doing videos about the deities, the Irish deities that I connect to those holidays, and going through decks for that deity. So I've already done the Samhain one from last year. I've done Imbolc. So Samhain was with On Morgan. Imbolc is with Briege or Bridget. Bjeltana is with Ondagda, and of course Lunasa will be with Lou. So yeah, and then I have the Tarot Trimester. This is my 3 videos a year that I do just to catch up with my spiritual practice. Please go check that out. I had fun with that one. So, and it has been a trying month. So yeah, and then the Kamito Yokai study. And now here, I was supposed to put the Enchanted Expectations at the end of April, but I switched it with the Coastal Curiosities walkthrough. So that's been switched. Now, I do have this one blank. So this, for Bjeltana, for May, I will have it's this video that's going to be on this date. I have this one blank right now. Well, I have pencil saying tarot tag, perhaps, question mark. But then I have the Gentle Chaos walkthrough. I am getting the Oracle of Oddities in. So here's the thing with the Oracle of Oddities. I pre-ordered that back in like June, and there was all sorts of issues with tariffs for the United States, and I super understanding. Like I totally get that, and it, people in the United States were not going to get their decks until way after everyone else, and so I'm totally expecting that. It's not bothering me that it'd been 6 months, 7 months, and then there was an email saying that they were going to start shipping to the US in January and February. So I was like, oh, great. And I was starting to see some people opening their decks and getting their decks and like seeing some walkthroughs and stuff. And I still had not gotten mine. And I was watching Marine's channel, Ways of Your Soul, and she was talking about the Oracle of Oddities, and I was just like, okay, where is my deck? And I was like, I have not gotten this. And then I felt so bad about reaching out and asking about it, because I was just like, I hate to ask, but like, do you know when my deck's gonna be shipping? I felt so weird and awkward about that, but they responded like right away, and I was just like, if you haven't received your deck, we will send another one out to you, because I think yours got lost in the mail, or I never got a shipping number or anything, so I'm not sure it was even shipped to me. But anyway, they are sending it out, the Oracle of Oddities, this weekend, and they assured me that I would absolutely be getting a shipping confirmation and a tracking number. So I will be getting my Oracle of Oddities this month. On here, I also have Microcosmic Oracle. Huh, interesting. I don't think I was like, do I want to get that? And I also have notes here. Buy Coastal Crow Tarot or Oracle or Tarot. Start making reading mats. Oh yeah, I might start that. And Microcosmic Oracle. That must have been a deck that I saw on some channel, and I can't even picture it in my head right now, but I'm sure if I look it up, I'm like, oh yeah, I totally want that. But I'm actually going to be getting the deck that I picked out for my dad. So that's probably going to be one of these videos too. So, anyway. So then I'm going to hopefully do a tableau video, tableau number 5. Hopefully I'll be doing that one. And the Kamito Yokai and the Enchanted Expectations. So those were, so that's the social media. Oh, wait, I didn't do the Instagram and TikTok ones here. So that is February, March, April. The relevant ones for you guys here, for my witchy channel, my spiritual walkthrough, pick a card I did with the Dragonfly Lenormand. I did something about my dad here. Because this was right after he died. So I did a post about my dad there. Then I did deck pairings for the Botanica Tarot. Very nice. Witchcraft Q&A. I did that all about the devil, I think. The folkloric devil. I don't think I posted anything here. Things got really messed up this month. Decks for Undagda. I did a short form version of that. And by the way, a lot of these I'm also posting on YouTube Shorts, or trying to anyway, the Reels. If they're under 3 minutes, then I can post them on YouTube Shorts. But I can't do videos more than 3 minutes on that platform, on this platform. So anyway, then yesterday, because I'm filming this on this day, on Tuesday, I did the pictures of all my moon readings. I didn't post anything on Witchy Wednesday here, and there we go. And my plans for May, so I will be doing a pick a card, and I decided to do that with the Botanica. So I'm going to bring the Botanica back out, and we're going to do a pick a card for my Instagram, TikTok, and perhaps, if I can do it under 3 minutes, my YouTube Shorts. Spiritual journal flip through. I do just a silent flip through of my spiritual journal. It's like a minute long, and I just pick a witchy song to put on in the background. Then I'm going to do deck pairings with the Crystal Visions. Then just some witchy picks. I'm going to do a deck review of the Storyboard Tarot. Looking forward to that. And a Witchcraft Q&A. I don't have a subject for that yet. I'll come up with something. and the moon readings, and then talking about the spell. And in fact, I did not talk about this in this video, but all of the month of April, and I started this, I planned this just a few days before April started. I was doing a month-long spell that, and I might do a short reel of it here for the end of May. And it lasted all of the month of April. And every single day, especially on Wednesdays, I did a spell, and the rest of the days was like, continuing that spell in the hour of Mercury. And it was a whole thing, and I had to time it and everything in the hour of Mercury, on the day of Mercury, etc. So it was a whole thing that I did for the month of April. So a month-long spell. Yeah, so, all right, so that is that. And the last thing I'm going to do, because we're over an hour now, I'm going to bring out my my journal again, my spiritual journal, so that we can pick the deck of the month. All right, so I actually think I already know this. I'm going to grab a pen real quick. Here we go. Here's a pen. So I think my favorite deck was the Unfinished Business. So April, right here, Unfinished Business. I was really surprised with that deck. I really wish the card stock was different. Unfinished Business Tarot. And I could have picked the Morgan Greer, since that was the deck I was using for my dad. And I got a lot of great readings from a lot of different decks. But I gotta say, I think I was most connected to the Unfinished Business Tarot. So that is my favorite deck for the month of April. Okay, I think that's it. We are over an hour into this, and there we go. These videos are always way too long. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and I will see you next time. Bye!